Om Namo Narayani. Good morning, good evening, wherever we are all joining in from. Today is our 102nd class, Sri Lalitha Sahasranamam for beginners. Today we will be looking at Sri Lalitha Narayani's names from 706 to 712. We've come 2/3 of the way very diligently every week. Let us begin with our prayers. ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मां प्रचोदयात्। ॐ ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मां प्रचोदयात्। ॐ ज्ञानरूपाय विद्महे शक्तियंसाय धीमहि तन्नो शक्तियं मां प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ध्यानम् सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलस्फुरत्तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापेन वक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकां ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्थां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसत्हेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयतां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसितेक्षणां सुचरचापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीं अरुणमाल्यभूषोज्ज्वलां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमाद्भिरावृतामयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये महेशीम् ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ नमो नारायणे ॐ श्रीं श्रीमात्रे नमः स्वाहा ॐ नमो नारायण. Let us begin with Sri Lalitha's 706th name. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai guhāmbāyai namah swaha namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai guhāmbāyai namah swaha namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the mother residing, who is the mother who is concealed in the cave of the heart. Guha, or there's another meaning. Guha also is another name for Subramaṇya, Skanda, Kartikeya, Muruga, the younger brother of Ganesha. So it's Shiva, Shakti, and Ganesha and Subramaṇya, the two sons. Ganesha is born, the elder brother, and then Subramaṇya. And another name for Subramaṇya is Guha. So she, Shakti, is the mother for him. Guha means cave. Guha is cave, and we've seen also earlier come across this Guha. Amba, the divine, the cosmic mother, in the cave. Some call it the cave of the intellect. And it is the guha we've seen before, is the cave of the heart. One explanation is it is the intellect carries you slow to divide, to differentiate between this is yes, the right, the wrong, in your journey, in your path, to discriminate the vivekam, the wisdom, the intellect, the wisdom that is needed helps you to take what is needed and to disregard, let go, like the swan that takes the milk and discards the water. It's able to take just the essence and let go of the rest. That intellect, that wisdom, the cave of that. And here that cave, the cave of the heart. And we've seen she lives, when we saw in the chakras, we came to the anahata, in the cave of the heart. And she dwells in the highest summit, which is the ether, the space in the heart. And it said a cave is usually kind of, there is its darkness, there is shade in it. And in that, there is the light. So a cave that hides her in the heart, that seeking that is hidden. And she is there. She is Guhāmbā. She is in the cave there of our heart, every one of us, to guide us, to connect with her there, the divine that is right within each one of us, the life there with us. There is yet another meaning. There is a guhya-Upanishad. We've heard of many other Upanishads. There's a guhya-Upanishad, that means it is a Upanishad that is a secret Upanishad. So everything, even in many of the scriptures, there are many levels, depths to the wisdom. And some are not direct, there are hidden meanings that you receive from the Guru. The disciple receives that inner meaning, because when you read it, you get the direct meaning. When you go through the discipleship, as a sincere seeker, you soak in it, you allow that wisdom to soak in, then the inner meaning, the inner wisdom, the secretive wisdom opens up intuitively through the Guru. And this Guhya Upanishad is a secret Upanishad, meaning the wisdom in it is given as wisdom from the Guru to the disciple. It is said that Shiva or Parameshvara, Shiva gave it to the Sukha Rishi during his Upanayana, during his, when he took the Gayatri mantra, that Upanayana. This Upanishad was given Shiva to Sukha Mahadeva. So she is also that the wisdom, the Shakti in that Guhya Upanishad is Sri Lalitha Narayani. Her 707th name, Om Śreem guhya-rūpiṇyai namah swaha. 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 Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, whose form, Rupam, her form, is hidden. It's in the guhya form, the hidden form, the subtle, the secretive form. So that totality of the Brahman, which we cannot perceive through our mind, is definitely, even though it is vast and everywhere, it is secretive, it's so subtle, it is not easily accessible to attain to that state, to connect with that state, until we come closer to that state. That means we are getting a lot of the qualities of her to be able to connect with her. All the soul qualities we talk of are all that when they start flourishing within us, then we are able to connect with her. And then we are able to perceive her in her subtle form that she is. Because not many can connect to her in the subtle form, can relate to her in the subtle form, unless you've done so many years of that meditation, that purification, the mantra chanting, the processes, the pujas, whatever path we have taken to do in that, to hone ourselves, to discard whatever is a distraction, and to align the mind to the soul, the heart, then we are able to connect with her. But for most, even those who are in the path, when we are not in doing that process, in that state, she is hidden, she is not so visible, and it is all the distractions of the world, the dualities in the world submerges in that. And when we are able to use that viveka and the vairagya, these two are like so powerful, the wisdom and the vairagya, that focus to that determination, and that determination comes with the love, the earning. It's not like a harsh, like I will do it, I will hammer myself into that state. It is not a mind that does it. It is with the help, of course, you need the mind, the intellect, the wisdom, but the soul's yearning has to be that strong to let go of that state of all the distractions in the realm of duality. And then we are able to connect to her, and who is in the guhya-rūpam, in the hidden, subtle form, that is her nature. We saw the Guhya Upanishad. So when that wisdom, the same book that is treasured as wisdom, each time many of us would have noticed when we read it the second time, we read it the third time, each time the same sentence that we've read before opens up more, and we get more perspectives, deeper perspectives, various perspectives into the depth of the very same thing. So that guhya form, the subtle form, opens up and reveals itself to us, and many times it is an intuitive wisdom that dawns within us, and we are connecting to her in the guhya form, guhya-rūpiṇyai. And she is hidden in the, it is called the Hridaya Akasha. Hridaya is heart, Hridaya Akasha we know is the space, the ether. So the cave of the heart, that space there is called Hridaya Akasha. So she is there in the subtle form in the Hridaya Akasha, Hridaya Akasha. The 708th name, Om Śreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Shreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha namah swaha. Om Shreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Shreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is free from all limitations. And we have seen that in her other forms as well. Free of all limitations. Desha-kala-parichhinnayai namah swaha. She's beyond space and time. Here also, sarv'ōpādhi, sarva all. Upadhi again is space, time, objects. All these are whatever comes in one creation happens. So, vinirmuktāyai, she is beyond all this, free of all this, beyond all the attributes. When you say time, something is there during that period or something is not there during that period. So, time is a qualification, it has a boundary. When it has a boundary, it has a limitation. When you say desham, a country, it has boundaries. Every country has its boundary. Even we, every body has its boundary. We see the skin limiting us, even if it's an aura energy body, there is a limit. It has a boundary. And all boundaries are limitations. All objects, vastu, all objects have their shape and form and they have a limit. That is the space they occupy and that is in the realm of time, how long they continue to be in that, retain that name and form. All those are boundaries and they are limitations. Duality is a limitation. So there is, if it's me, then it's me, then you become the other. So I cannot be you, you're not me in the state of duality. For her, who's beyond all these dualities, she is you, she is me, she is everything in creation, the living, the non-living, everything. She's beyond the limits of logic. Logic again limits you to this, and beyond logic, it is illogical. Then how do you understand the guhya form of to go rise beyond the state of duality, beyond the state of the limited understanding of our mind? Our mind can know so much. We are exposed to only so much in our realm of existence. And each of us experiences are based on what we go through in life. We don't experience everyone's lives. And not just in human form, every other form. We are just talking of earth. Our mind has not experienced, we don't know what is beyond the earth out there. Limited knowledge. And if you go into the galaxies, the various universes, so the vast expanse of space, infinity, so time is not contained in that infinity. Our mind cannot perceive, cannot understand. So those are all limitations. So she is sarv'ōpādhi, beyond all the space, time, objects, logic, duality. She is beyond all these attributes and the limitations. And this mentioned there are 4 types of upadhis. That is, the consciousness is limited. The consciousness is vast expanse. When we dissolve our identity of I, my state of consciousness, and we dissolve into her consciousness, then we merge into the totality, then it becomes limitless. Like when the river joins the ocean, The river becomes not identified anymore by its name and where it flows and its boundaries like river banks. It's become the ocean. So this consciousness, the totality, is limited by the intellect, is limited by the knowledge, it is limited by the individual, the I, and it is limited by Maya. That Maya veil is what keeps creation in existence. So to go beyond the Maya, to go beyond this veil, needs pure grace and blessings from the divine to go beyond the Maya. And that Maya is not in our control. Our seeking, we can seek to go beyond that, but it is finally the divine's grace that can unveil. And once that unveiling happens, then this consciousness can merge into the totality of the consciousness that she is. To go beyond all these sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai state, to reach her. It is only through her grace. And Amma always says, Avan arulale, avan thal paninde. Avan is his, aval is her. So she is the Shakti, she is the Shiva. Arulale, Arul, through her grace, aval thal paninde. It is only through her grace that you even get to bow down at her feet. To have this love for the divine, to be able to bow down, that bowing down is out of love and reverence, not out of fear, not out of the surrender we've seen before, like humans relate to. When you surrender to another human, it's like an enslavement. And when you surrender to the divine, you are dissolving in the divine. You are not enslaved, like in the term of that we relate surrender to. It is like surrendering to the moment, surrendering to the divine. You're letting go of the I, mine, and the ego dissolves. So then it opens up, the totality opens up, like when you're in that, talking of miracles and things that open, in that seeking at that moment, you let go of everything in that total surrender, in that reverence, in that love, letting go of the ego, the I, mine, I know it all. The knowledge can sometimes strengthen the ego. So it is a blessing, and as you go in the path, it can be an obstacle. When you're seeking the pure truth, the Satchidananda, the Brahman that she is, then you will be able to differentiate, is it my ego standing in the way or is it my pure seeking in that? So when you surrender at that point to let go even the ego, then you can reach to the state when you go beyond the limitations to reach it. And that requires that refinement and that pure consciousness, being aware totally in every moment, being in that connected with yourself every moment and with the truth every moment. The 709th name, Om Śreem Sadaāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem Sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem Sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem Sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the devoted consort of Sadaashiva. And Sadaashiva can be seen as Shiva. Sada means always. Shiva who's just always Shiva, Sadaashiva. And Shiva is that eternal existence. And she is always with that. We've seen earlier, she is sadāśiva-pativratāyai, namah, swaha. She is devoted to that. We saw the two sides of the coin, one with the other, the Shakti and the Shiva. The consort, the Shiva is that existence, and she is the Shakti, the power to that, and she's ever devoted, that pure devotion, the consort. Sadāśiva-pativratāyai. Pati is husband, Vrata is like totally adhering to that with that reverence and that dedication. Such love, reverence, and dedication. And we've also seen Sadaashiva also is Panchakritya. She does these 5 works of her in creation. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Mahadeva, Sadaashiva. Her names 264 to 274 we went through those. The different actions of as in the form of Brahma, she creates Srishti. As in the form of Vishnu, Govinda-rūpi. Goptri, she protects. As in the form of Rudra, she is Samharini, destruction. Mahadeva is a Stirodhana, the veiling or the annihilation part. And as Sadaashiva, Yanugraha, the blessings. And these can also be seen, another interpretation of the 5, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Mahadeva, Sadaashiva, as earth, water, fire, air, and akash. So it is said when we saw the 36 tattvas of creation from the potential energy, inert static energy state of Shiva, the movement starts. We saw that Mani, that slightest of movement start Shakti has come, that is the form. And then Sadaashiva is the 3rd form from the beginning of creation. If you're going from the gross earth onwards as we go, 34, 35, 36, 34th is Sadaashiva, 35 is Shakti, 36 Shiva. It's the same in the various gradations from the inert to the subtlest to the grossest of the manifestation. And Sadaashiva is the one who blesses after each Mahapralaya, when there's total dissolution, when the next series of worlds manifest. How do they manifest? It is through the blessings of the divine. It is through the blessings of Sadaashiva that creation restarts, the anugraha. And she is Sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. We are not seeing it as human form, the physical, as Consort. These are that energies that blend, and the energy form that flows with that pure love, that Sat-Chit Ananda, and then it multiplies and in many ways for more and more creations, from the subtlest to the grossest, to happen across the universes. The 710th name, Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the guardian of all sacred traditions. Sampradayam is the word we use often for all the traditions. We follow the sampradayam is the usage that we always say. Sam means that wisdom, some that goodness, that essence, the good. Pradaya is, it's imparted, it is given. So the Guru is imparting, the divine is imparting to the disciples, to the devotees, the sampradaya, those traditions, the wisdom. Ishwari, she reigns supreme, she is the ruler, the leader, the guardian of all the wisdoms of tradition. And here it is also said that those who are in the Sri Vidya path, those who are like following the Panchadasi mantra, that essence of in the mantra form, the Panchadasi, Pancha 5, Dasi 10, the 15 syllable, the Shodasi, the 16th, we receive it from the Guru, the grace. Panchadasi also we receive from the Guru. We don't just pick it up from the internet and book and start following. It needs initiation into that path. And that following of that is also called the sampradaya. And it's a usage that is often used. They will ask, if you ask the priest, or there is a wedding or any rituals or any functions, and there are so many different paths of practice, the priest or someone say, which sampradayam do you follow? It is a common usage, the sampradayam. And this over time, like in Kali Yuga, in different times, millenniums, before millenniums, after, like, it will bring into one's life the essence to hold on to. So as time passes, there are so many changes that happen, even in our own lifetime. 1 decade ago, 3 decades ago, 5 decades ago, we couldn't have fathomed that we would be using all this high-tech stuff, and so many changes have happened. We didn't have mobile phones, we didn't have so many, even now within years, so many upgrades, changes are happening. So the sampradaya holds on to that essence that doesn't change with time and the changes, and she safeguards it for these traditions to hold on to lead. So when you see certain families that follow the traditions so strictly, that they follow the sampradaya, they hold on to it, you may not understand, but the thread of holding on to those, some of those traditions have very deep significance of holding their lineage, strengthening the lineage, and bringing in that wisdom and prosperity, all that into the family and into our children, grandchildren. So following that is, even in the temples, they follow sampradayas. So she guides, she lets us know what to follow, what are the crucial, important things to do. It may seem very simple to the logical mind. It might seem so simple to even ignore it, but they have very deep, subtle significances. And it is said that anything that we do, there is a quality to it, the essence of the quality and the object, or that which gets imbibes or gets qualified. So the qualified one is the Shiva, and the quality in that is the Shakti. So it is a blend of these And this blend brings in the sampradāya. She rules that beauty of the traditions, the sacred traditions. Her 711th name, Om Śreem Sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem, Om Śreem Sadhune, Sadhune namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Śreem, Om Śreem Sadhune, Sadhune namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Śreem Sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem Sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the power that dispels ignorance. She is the one who intends good for all. Sadhu, sadhu means that which is very good, something that's done so well, sadhu. And sadhu is also the quality that has forbearance of any wrongs done, and they wish only well to the others. In common usage, when someone in the ochre dress, in the orange, the clothes come, a sage, a renunciate, a hermit comes, we all refer to him, oh, a sadhu has come. It is a usage that commonly used, and they mean well. They've come to bless those in the path, the renunciates, those who are in the a sage. They take on this attire, and when someone comes in villages, don't say, oh, the sadhu has come. Let us go see this sadhu. Let us take some offerings, and no one ever goes empty-handed. They always take something they have cooked, or some fruit, or flowers, or something when they go to see a sadhu. The sadhu who is a seeker in the path, who is an advanced seeker in the path, can be even we don't know their level. They could be rishis, they could be siddhas, they could be anywhere advanced state in the path, the sadhu. And their blessings are always like only the best, because the divine flows through them in that state of that purity. She is sadhune. That quality of hers flows through all the sadhus. And we also use this usage when to a person or a child, we say, oh, he's so sadhu, oh, that child is so sadhu, meaning very gentle person, very gentle child. They don't fight with you, they don't pick up arguments, they are not, they're easygoings, very sweet demeanor. And such children, such persons are also called very sadhu person or the sadhu child. And someone says something about this, say, no, he's so sadhu, he wouldn't be doing things like that. So that is the quality of sadhu. Only goodness comes, and even if some people do bad, they are able to forbear and let go and keep that state of that gentle nature and the state of blessings. She is sadhu. And that obviously dispels ignorance, all the anger and all the negative qualities that come, that cloud the mind and bring on the ego. She dispels that, so that connection is with the soul and not with the the distractions that come. The 712th name for this week. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Om Śreem Yai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the syllable E. It is the I with the long thing on it. It is not I but E. And it is the Bij mantra. It represents the Kamakala. We are going into the very subtle forms of description. We mentioned the Kamakala before. And this Bij is associated with creation. We are going to the early states of the 34, 35, 33 of the tattvas where creation begins, starts. So this is Kamakala. We're going to the state of Shiva, Shakti, Sadaashiva state where creation is beginning. That is the Kamakala state. And it has the Bij mantra Yi in it. Even though it is Yi, because we are saying it in the Namavali form, we are separating each name for the yagam. Like we say Om Sadhune Namaha, Om Yai Namaha. But if you say in the other way, Om Śreem Namaha, that is the Namavali. The Namavali is saying each name one by one. So Om Śreematre Namaha. Om Shri Maharajñai Namaha. Om Śreemat Simhasaneshwaryai Namaha. Om Chidagnikunda Sambhutayai Namaha. That is Namavali. For the yagam, with Ama's grace, we have been given Śreem, that beautiful, powerful Bij mantra Śreem, to add Om Śreem, Śreematre Namah. We are offering into the yagam fire, swaha. Om Śreem, Shri Maharajñai Namah, swaha. Om Śreem, Śreemat Simhasaneshwaryai Namah, swaha. Om Śreem, Devakarya Samudhyatayai Namah, swaha. So we are saying it in the Namavali format. The other form of saying it is without the Om and the Namaha. Om Śreematre Shri Maharajñai Śreemat Simhasvaneshwaryai Chidagnikunda Sambhuta. We don't say I. Chidagnikunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudhyata Udyadbhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbhahu Samandita. The I doesn't come in the end, it comes only because we are saying it in the Namavali format. So when we are saying it in that format, it will be E, but when we are saying it in the Namavali format, which we are doing it in the Yagam, the E, because of that usage of the language, it becomes Yai. So it is the E that has become Yai when we are pronouncing it for the Namavali format, as for the Yagam we are doing. And how this E is forming the Kamakala. So the description of the vowels in Sanskrit starts with A, E. So A is the first vowel, E is the fourth vowel, and in creation it is described as A is the Vishnu form, the all-pervasive form has happened. E is the It's seen as Vishnu's sister is Durga, the creative power, Shakti. So it is a combination of R and E, and this combination forms the beginning for Sri Vidya, the Shiva, that is the potential energy, the masculine energy, and the feminine energy becomes the R and the E. So the Vishnu becomes the masculine and the Shakti becomes the feminine. So these are subtleties we don't have to get into so much. But in the description it says, once this E is formed, in Sanskrit it is written as like a S with a curve in it and with a loop on top, E. In Tamil, the same thing as we end it is like 3 dots. It's become and it's called the I, the final last alphabet is it is 3 dots. And there's a lot of significance to that. And this E represents the Kamakala, the 3 dots, which represents the creation, and each dot has its significance. So when we do Om like this, and then we put a curve and a dot, each form of it has so much significance. That curve has Chandrakala, and then the dot, the In, the Om. They have a lot of subtle wisdom that is describing creation in those forms. And when we say that, we are connecting to that source from wherever we are in the path of a stage of evolution or something. This soul is connecting to the source when we are chanting these names or thinking of them, when we are saying that we are talking of the Im and the dots and the Kamakala. And it is described as the Nirguna Brahman, the Brahman that is without any attributes. And when it becomes a Saguna Brahman, the Shakti form where the Brahman comes with all the attributes. So we see both in all her names across. She is beyond this, she's not limited by this, she's not this, she's not that. We are going to the Nirguna Brahman, Brahman without any attributes, qualifications. And then she is so beautiful, she has this, she has that, she is sadhu, she's so all those are with attributes. We are describing her in the Saguna Brahman, the Brahman with the attributes. And from there, the Shakti manifests there into there is very often Nadam and Bindu. Bindu is the dot, Nadam is the sound. The sound and the dot are the aspects of Shiva and Shakti. And from there, and then the Bijam, and the 3 together, the manifestation creation starts. And the E comes to the state of Kamakala with the dots in it, and each dot represents the corners of the triangle, and then supposedly, energetically, the lines, they are not physically there, we are still in the very, very subtle forms of creation. And when we are looking at the Sri Chakra, the core center point of the Sri Chakra is a triangle, and the Bindu, the dot in there. We are going to the core essence in that blueprint of creation. So Yai is that E, and it's taking us to the very core essence of the center of the chakra. And then there are more subtle details about the Bindu, and we saw earlier how in the ascension, in the Sri Puram, all the different levels you go through, you ascend through these different things, then to enter so many divine forms of hers are there, and she is in the very, very core essence of it. So these are all not in the form that we understand, but in the energetic, subtle forms of when we're talking of Kamakala and the Bij mantras. And each of them has a Devata, a divine form to it, a Devata that rules, and we honor each one because all of her are her forms only. They are manifested from her with their different attributes and their designations and what they do. And she is not limited by any of these, she transcends all these, she is that totality. Let us offer our mantra and our chantings to Sri Lalitha Narayani. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahe Shakti-amsāya dhīmahi Tanno Shakti-amma prachodayāt. Om sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive sarvārtha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Śreem Śrīmatre namah swaha. Om Śreem Śrīmatre namah swaha. Om Śreem Śrīmatre namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhāmbāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhya-rūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhya-rūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem guhya-rūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarv'ōpādhi-vinirmuktāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sadāśiva-pativratāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sampradāyēśvaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem sadhune namah swaha. Om Śreem yai namah swaha. Om Śreem yai namah swaha. Om Śreem yai namah swaha. Om Namo Narayani Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayani Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayani Namah Swaha. Let us offer our chantings, our prayers to Sri Lalitha Narayani, seeking her grace, her blessings for all of us, all our loved ones, for all of humanity, for all the sentient beings on Mother Earth and all the worlds, for all the beings in all the worlds, to receive her grace, her blessings, to receive this gift of devotion for the divine, to gain this wisdom of the dharma, dhanam, karma, to connect with the divine she within us, to connect with her, the divine within each other, to connect with her, the divine in the entirety of the creation, and to always be in the state of all the soul qualities of love, light, wisdom, deep peace, contentment, joy, laughter, bliss, abundance, generosity, honoring of all life forms, forgiveness, gratitude, devotion, courage, humor, skills, health, strength, harmony, purity, patience, sincerity, integrity, soul strength, all the soul qualities, the grace and blessings of Sri Lalitha Narayani, by the grace and blessings of Sri Shakti Amma Narayani, to live in that state of that harmony, love, and the wonder that she is. Om Namo Narayani. Are there any questions? You can post in the chat or you can unmute. Monica, if anyone, if you have any questions.
There's a question from Mary.
If there are no questions, we can end the recording. There is a question coming up.
In the chat. Is there a common understanding of the word subtle? Are there some journey off?
Can you put it in the chat? I don't
It is
see
in the chat. Yeah.
How come I don't see it? Was it posted earlier or last
Just
week?
now. Just now.
Was it sent to everyone or just to you?
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Just give me a second, Dr. Lakshmi. I'm just sending.
I just got the word subtle. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to copy it and send it. Again, just give me a second.
Can you read it out again?
The question is there a common understanding of the word subtle? Are there assumed journey off?
The second part I didn't catch. Is there a
Yeah,
common
yeah.
understanding of the word subtle? Like, you can say the same word, and the same word when we read from a book or we see it on a screen on the print, we'll just read it like we read it, but different people can say it with different depths to it. The intonations to it can change the quality of the same word. And those are subtleties. Like when we are doing, like you're recruiting, doing interview for someone higher up in the hierarchy of a organization, you you look for certain qualities that are not just paper qualifications. You're looking for certain qualities in those people, the capabilities, and you're looking for the subtler qualifications. So you're going not just by what is gross, but you're going for certain things that cannot be outlined, demarcated, the way they handle a situation, the way they respond, their choice of words, all those are their subtler beings you are understanding and seeing if to gauge the match for. I'm just giving an example if you are recruiting someone or doing an interview, for that matter, anything. And when you're going into in the spiritual line, for any path, for a researcher, scientist, an artist, when you're going into the subtleties like the craft of a master workman and the master and the craft of an amateur, craft of the beginner, the outline will be the same. If it's a sculpture or painting, the outline is the same. But when you see a master, you see so many subtler changes that brings out the essence of its sculpture, the fine lines, the expressions in the eye, that tilt of the face, the smile, the carving, that finish, that finesse are all these subtle qualities you're looking for that mastership. And when we are saying guhya, the subtle, to go to the divine, that is the Brahman, the totality, we are trying to gauge it from a gross form. We have to go into alignment with the subtle form to understand the depths of the qualities. So the same, someone does something, the divine or even the teacher, like Amma says, so if Amma says it like this, so maybe we shared earlier, but when suppose you are the manager or the top person in your department and someone is giving, some client or someone is giving an application and it's full of spelling mistake, grammatical errors, everything, you will just skim through it and look at it to see what does this client want, what is he trying to say. You'll try to gather the essence of it. And you're trying to help him in that process, in that transaction. But if your own secretary or someone in your department gives you an application full of grammatical errors, mistakes like this, you will you will really tell your mind off and ask them to do a better job. You will not take it like that. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for that quality of performance there. So the teacher also for the student, if it's a beginner, if there are many mistakes, he'll ignore and try to take the essence. But if you're an excellent student and you make a mistake, even one mistake, a poor student can make many mistakes, the teacher will bear with it because that's the quality of the student. But when an excellent student makes a mistake, the teacher will really reprimand, say, how can you do such a mistake? You have much more depth and wisdom, expect that kind of quality. So we're looking for the subtler improvements, gauging. So in the spiritual path, similarly, each person, each devotee, each one on the path is at various levels. That's why the Guru gauges, the Guru's teaching is very customized because what you get generic is all over in the internet, books, everywhere is generic. But when the Guru is telling to a disciple, it is a customized instruction to the capacity of that disciple. And it will not be applicable to the other disciple. These are the subtleties of handling a situation, gauging that and going into the depths from that level. As seekers, when we are in the path and looking at it, seeing how the subtle form is, as we refine ourselves, we understand the depths of, oh, something wasn't right there. What happened? Why didn't I catch it? I misunderstood that. So you're going into the subtler realm. For others, it wouldn't make any difference. They said it was normal. But if you are in that, going into the subtleties of it, your mind, your wisdom will gauge, it will be razor sharp to differentiate, to say, there's something I could have done better. Oh, I missed that statement. Oh, I missed that intonation in that statement. Was the Guru saying it in a happy way or in a kind of reprimanding way, or in a way to be careful? Those are the subtleties. So there are in every realm. And when she is the subtle form, we are gauging her still with our mind and our intellect, which is the tools we have. She is finally, it's like climbing the ladder, and finally you have to transcend the ladder. She is beyond that realm. She is in that realm of subtlety. And it is said one of her forms, Dakshinamurti, the first Guru form, they say, of Shiva, he teaches in silence. His disciples just sit in front of him. He doesn't say anything. The disciples don't say anything. They just sit there in silence, and everything gets taught in that silence. That is the state of silence of the teacher and the state of silence of the student. So everything is just transmitted in the subtle form. There is no vicary, no expressed word. Everything is happening at that subtle realm. I hope it clarifies. I didn't realize it didn't go to everyone. It was used a lot today. Guha, guhya-rūpiṇyai, guhāmbāyai. You've seen earlier also guha, because we are going into that state of silence to perceive the workings of the universe. And to be in that silence is going into the state of subtlety. Then you're able to grasp. Does that explain? Does that answer your question, Mary? Did that answer your question? Any other question? We can end the recording.